A proposed $2 billion project could mean hundreds of miles of power lines through Missouri.
Though it would create jobs and wire money into the economy, some say the project is a ploy for a private company to make money off of Missourians. KOMU8's Meg McLeod takes us inside the controversy.
For 17 years, the Long family has grown crops and raised livestock on their land in Monroe County.
Greg and I, my husband and I, we started farming with the idea that we would try to build a farming operation that we could hand down to our children at some point in the future.
But a proposed energy project could hamper the Long's dreams.
I'm a big believer that if you're going to farm, you need to try to build the land and leave it a little bit better than how you found it. And I suppose my biggest concern personally is that if we sit back and allow these power lines to go through the southern edge of the farm, then we haven't really fulfilled that obligation.
The proposed power lines are part of Clean Line Energy Partners' Grain Belt Express project. The initiative would run 750 miles of wind-powered energy from Kansas to Indiana. One of the project's potential routes would go through the Long's farm.
What it appears to us that they're trying to make a lot of money, but it's at the expense of landowners such as ourselves.
The current power lines running through the Long's farm require a 50-foot easement, but Long says the Grain Belt Express would widen it from here at 50 feet to here at 200 feet.
Clean Line says it's about meeting the demand for energy.
It's a really efficient, cost-effective way to move a large amount of power.
Though more than 85% of the power would go to other states, Lawler lists many benefits for Missouri, including increased tax revenue for things like schools and roads, clean, low-cost energy for more than 195,000 homes across the state, and dozens of jobs for companies like Hubbell Power Systems.
In our case, it's 65 local jobs in Centralia, which is a pretty big impact for a small town of 2,500 people.
Despite the benefits, Long says it will hurt her family's farming operation.
It's difficult for our equipment to get in the field and do a good job planting. And we try to use ground application as much as possible, but sometimes we're forced to use aerial application where planes come in to try to rescue a crop from a disease or from insects. And it would almost make it impossible for an aerial applicator to get into the field.
The project still has to be approved in Missouri, but Long hopes elected officials see it as a detriment for the state.
Well, I actually think if Missourians understood what we now know after studying the issue, most Missourians wouldn't want it to go through not only their property, but even the state of Missouri.
Meg McLeod, KOMU8 News, Monroe County.
In the next few months, the company will choose which route works best before seeking approval from the Missouri Public Service Commission.